Damn, dude, I press record and you start coughing like crazy. What's
That's
up,
a cute.
guys? Welcome to Doublekoradio podcast. We're going to be doing our impressions on the closed beta for Granblue Fantasy Versus. Hello, David. How are you?
I'm okay.
Everybody knows you're not okay because you coughed in their ear.
Kuru, 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 kuru.
No. No anime laughter. There's no villains that we got to play with over the weekend, so I don't
That's
think
my,
none of them laugh like that.
my cough was the villain. I said cough, by the way, not C-O-C-K.
Okay. Don't mind his accent, guys. Well, it's funny. Like, I'll probably be saying this, and your cough might have just missed getting recorded by a
Oh,
second.
man. So you
So everybody,
overhyped it.
I overhype it, and everybody's gonna be on the comments like, "Yo, where's the cough? Where's the cough? We need the cough." Dude, don't tease us with no cough.
Yo, Granblue, bro.
Yeah, Granblue was really great. It was beautiful.
Closed beta, though. It was closed beta, though.
Yeah, closed beta, meaning you needed to have a code to play.
Mm-hmm.
I had 5. Don't ask how
5 codes?
Yeah, don't ask how the manager did it, but I had 5.
That's crazy. You only need 1, but sure.
Yeah, it would have been cool if, I was able to. If for some reason, like some codes worked at sometimes, then I'd be able to play like all 24/7.
That always piques my interest, like how they go like it's a closed beta, so invitational. Literally everyone got a code. I'm gonna be like everyone got a code.
Yeah.
But how the people they go like when they do other betas for other games, they go like only select a few. Nah, bro, just throw everything there. Throw it. Let everyone play.
Maybe they're worried about like if it's dependent on the netcode, maybe they're really
Let it
worried.
break.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
That's a beta.
But bad press is crazy nowadays, Bad press can kill you for years.
People sensitive. Yeah, look at Anthem.
Yeah. What game is that?
Exactly.
So first and foremost, this game is very pretty. I don't know if we've mentioned that already, but I can mention that over and over again.
But it's good to mention it again. Good to mention it again.
It's very pretty. All the characters with these graphics kind of shine because all of their details, and
they're fantasy characters.
Yes. Yes, so they have a lot of detail, a lot of parts to them, like there's so many places your eye can go, on not just like the first look of a character, and you pretty much see like the entire character. Maybe a couple times you'll keep noticing little things on their clothing and stuff like that, which is cool, especially because the intros are well animated and the outros are well animated. Like,
bro, let's stop in that intro stuff, bro, because let's talk about a little bit about that intros. Those intros are like ending scenes or cut scenes of an RPG, bro. Like they are so well done, so much personality, and each person has 2 intros and 2 type of like the second phase, like the person responding to it. And it's so epic. All of them are so cool, and the camera angle and everything is so sick.
And I didn't know it would affect me that much to kind of grind the anime right before playing this beta to see if I get any kind of attachment to any of the characters, and it honestly worked. All the little things they're saying to each other, I'm like, oh, they're like their character in the anime, because I didn't play the game. You play the game on your mobile device, so I don't have anything to go by other than these characters look cool. So when I did that, I thought it's like one of those, like, they're true to their characters of what I've seen from them, almost like what ArcSys did with Dragon Ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was really, really enjoyable for me.
And I like that. So you know how in Dragon Ball, when they do the intros, some of them are really cool because they really talk to each other, and some of them are just generic and they go like, yeah, I'm gonna win today.
Yeah, like, this time I'm gonna win.
I just say that I was gonna destroy your whole family. And you, okay, cool, all right, let's go.
That's fine. Let's finish this.
I'm like, that's fine. What do you mean? So, but yeah, in this game, and you could tell that everyone knows each other, or they know about something about them. Everything they say is so specific, like very specific, like they dated each other and now they're fighting. I love that. You know, I'm a fucking sucker for that shit. Dude. I
Yeah,
fucking love
we both
those
are.
things.
We're both a sucker for that kind of stuff.
And then at the end too, at the win quotes, when after the intros and outros, which are really cool, and then the animations when you win, they're super cool. And there's only one. That's only one, right? It's never changed. That win post is always the same one, right?
Yeah. From what I saw, yeah.
And then from there, but whatever they say is related to the person you fought just now, which is cool as fuck. More points.
The supers were well animated, right? Those were insane.
Dude, everything. Every hit is very, very animated. Everything doesn't feel lazy.
Well,
like,
oh no, go you first.
Like, we talked about this a couple of days ago, even before playing this beta, which is funny. Obviously, they heard us and they remade the game in one day. We're talking about King of Fighters 13 and how amazing that game animation looks and how weeks and months took for one character, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't think, based on this graphic design and all that, and the technology is 2D, 2.5, whatever, I don't think they might take it that long, but the heart is in there, dude. You can feel the heart of every attack. Doesn't feel lazy, you know. It doesn't mean that it's perfect, but it doesn't feel lazy, right? It feels great, you know, the clothing and everything.
It definitely puts a cushion there for like, let's say, people who appreciate that kind of detail into every facet of a character. That even if this game has a low amount of characters, which it probably will for today's standards, like on fighting games, when it releases, it still feels like, well, you know, all of these guys took a while to create and to make sure they work well.
Yeah, especially if they're gonna interact with each other. And you know, they're not one dimensional. They're talking to each other, so they like. Sorry for the motorcycles around. Especially since they're talking to each other, it's like an ecosystem. Everyone is living and breathing. You know, they're not just T-posing. I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
That should be my thing quote. Yeah, but the game, beautiful, definitely. I think we talk about when we're looking at the game, we both pause while playing the game, and we're looking at Catalina and her armor, right? And how cool it looks, right? Full armor woman, right? Nothing showing, no cleavage, nothing. And she looks badass still. She looking incredible. And we both pause and we're like, yo, that armor is looking kind of awesome, right? Like, you're looking like, that shit looking kind of cool. I don't know how it's working. I think you said, I think it smells like nice.
Yeah, like she just looks like she smells nice. I think there's something about Catalina's character that just like, she's prestige. She's not touchable by any man. You know what I mean? Like she's OD skillful. Yeah. She's beautiful, statuesque. You know, like her personality there's a lot of nobleness to it and all that stuff. So it's just one of those like, whoa. Yeah. You know, like that's
a presence.
She's best girl right now. There's no
Yo, for real.
There's no touching that woman. But you know,
she knows it.
Yeah, well, she doesn't care. You know what I mean? That's her. She won't care about that shit. That's how cool she is.
She is. But yeah, saying those things and then another detail that we also saw in terms of presentation like that. The other guy, Lancelot, right? Like this guy has another armor, right? Once again, very fantasy. So they're going all out with all these details. And he looks like a holy armor type of thing. Yeah. By that I mean like a order, like something like that, like a knight. And he has all these different things that we're joking, looks like a Final Fantasy level 70 gear.
Yeah, you know, like the last legendary gear that you have to go to different continents to get all the parts.
Yep.
Like his when you see him up close and all these little pieces of his armor moving, you're like, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of detail.
And then his weapons on top of that. Then, you know, everything is perfectly balanced. Like his weapons don't look like two sticks, you know, they still look glimmering and awesome, and the detail and all that shit. Too good, fucking good, very nice.
Yeah, and I want to do a podcast review, maybe even a regular video review sometime in the future, because like looking at the way these characters are in the game, you know, I'm not, again, like I said, I didn't play the mobile game, but I'd love to see what all the other designs with the artwork, the style that they have to offer, because these characters right now look amazing, and I'm sure there's more amazing looking characters out there.
Just to give you a little bit of of a hand and stuff like that, these characters are extremely true to how they look in their original game.
That's
like,
awesome.
You know, it's incredible because now we see people. You know that experience of Final Fantasy when it was all choppy, and Final Fantasy VI there were sprites and they look. And for us was amazing. And then when we jumped to 3D Final Fantasy VII, even thought it was blocky as hell, but for us was like, yo, look at this character. He has all this dimension and he looks incredible. Yeah. That's basically what this feels for, like, at least for someone that played the game. Like for me, you know, it was like, yo, this character look insane. Like this is incredible. So and even if you don't know any of that, the game still looks fucking amazing. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it really does.
It's very colorful.
It comes to life even when you start the game, like from that first window where you see I can't remember her name. She's the blue one from the Grand. And then
you said her name.
Yeah. No, she has like a name. I just can't remember it right now. But
Blue. The Granblue.
Yeah, we'll just call her Blue. Yeah. So you see her in a big field and like looking out into a big vast sky of.
There's a little whelp next to her,
and it just screams adventure, right? And I'm just like, dude, no, I feel like I'm about to start an RPG. This does not look like the start of a fighting game, and it's great because I feel like I want to be wherever they're at. You know, I want to be immersed in their world. It's so bright and colorful and well detailed. It's awesome.
And I think that the colorful part, right, I think is what it brings the most, right? Because we're used to gritty and edgy games. And even though Dragon Ball is very colorful, right? I would say Dragon Ball is colorful because things are very bright and yellow, right? Mm-hmm. But still, once again, bright and yellow. This uses a lot of green, a lot of nature, a lot of, you know, those colors that just speaks RPG.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how to say, you know, describe that, but it just speaks RPG to you.
I think people who play both fighting games and RPGs are the only ones that are really gonna understand without us trying to explain. You know, going like, yeah, bro, totally. I know. It does feel like whatever you're trying to explain.
Yo,
no words.
Beautiful. Way beautiful. The supers look beautiful. I know you mentioned. I think you hit me with super, and I was like, yo, hands down right here. As I'm getting hit and getting this, I was like, if the next Persona game, fighting game, doesn't look like this or better, I don't want it. Put it back into the lab. I don't want it because there's no way, dude. This game has so much style and so much awesomeness. You know, it has to be.
There is one thing I couldn't tell if it was lag or not, or any kind of latency in the game, but like because I couldn't tell if it was that or not because every time I would play the match played fine, but whenever I would look at Grand's intro, there's something choppy about it. For me, every like 100% of the time, it would be like the choppiest part of anything I saw.
I think it's the camera angles that they use because of his intro. There's a lot of movement. There's the blue grabbing the Grand's arm, and then it pans out to the dragon going around. And I think those camera angles doesn't make it like a one scene, you know. Yeah. So it feels like it's little scenes put together. I do get what you're saying. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, enough. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We've talked enough about the presentation. Gameplay wise, you're actually talking to two fairy mains right now.
Oh my god! And he said FERRI.
Dude, the first thing I think about is her ears, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yo. You know, it's funny. Someone said to Sonic Fox because he posted a video or something about her, and someone was like, wouldn't it be the hardest part was how many times you had to autocorrect fairy from furry? I started dying, bro. Oh, so awesome.
Yeah, but gameplay wise, I like the neutral a lot. I like the neutral a lot.
How does it feel? It feels like what? Like what game?
It feels I said it before. It feels like the most Street Fighter-y an anime game has ever been.
I think so too. Like
the most like grounded, like, you know, like there's not crazy mix up situations where you're going, it's fucking bullshit. You know, like, it's more like you read heavy almost. Like you definitely like make good. You feel at least I did. I felt like when hits were when things were going my way, I felt more like it was conditioning my opponent and getting good reads on my opponent. And the other way around too, like when I'm getting messed up, I feel like they figured me out at the moment. You know, it wasn't like off of just weird shenanigans. And if there were weird shenanigans, it'd be more like either I would get caught up in it for a round because the rounds are pretty fast, and then I'd recover, or you know, like it just didn't feel like it was something that could be like that strong if you're not decent at the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it felt like it wasn't too chaotic.
Yeah,
like
you
still had control over it.
Yeah, like even like let's say like the mechanics of it where it has like either you do like the full inputs for something or you do like just press one button in a direction and your super move, like, well, not super moves, like your special moves come out. I think for people that are less experienced in the game and only really do the directions, I think it helps calm down what craziness could happen with their kind of erratic kind of play style for this game.
And the one that we had as an anime, right, and quote unquote Street Fighter anime, and we mentioned this, it was Unio, right? Apparently, it was supposed to be because it was the one that had the most technical mechanics, right? Like it was very technical. It was, and Street Fighter, even though it's grounded, it has so much stuff going around in the back, right? Like setups and meaty and okis and all this stuff. And this game definitely feels, I definitely agree with you. It feels like, you know, it's very like footsie heavy and then setup heavy. That means down, not doing like a 30 hit combo. Maybe there is, but not doing a 30 hit combo and then doing a super. It feels more like I did this combo and then now I'm preparing for a grab or hitting you low, setting up with a special moves and all that stuff.
Yeah, like every knockdown feels like important.
Yeah.
Like for applying pressure.
And not only that, right? You have all that already a foundation of doing all that stuff, which it doesn't sound like much, but it is much. At least believe us, right? If you didn't play the thing, it feels like there's a lot going on. And then on top of that, you have a dodge mechanic, right? Like dodge mechanic at least I learned that later in beta, and I was so surprised by it. You know, a dash mechanic, you could do a spot dash and be invincible from medium up, right? Like low still hits you, and then a moving type of dodge, like King of Fighters, like the role that you would do on King of Fighters per se, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could do that in mid combos. You know, it just opens so many things, and in terms of the gameplay, at least. And it sounds simple, but for me, I think it's something that it fits well in the game. You know, it gives another layer of it.
Yeah, because then I remember this one guy who played a grand player. I had a lot of grand players. I don't know which one you had most of.
The little girl.
Oh, Charlotta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there was this grand player that, like, we kept playing each other. We played each other maybe like 5 times, and there's just one of the times it's almost like he figured out that button exists and he abused me with it. Like I was not ready. I was not ready for that match, and then like I started figuring it out the next match. You know, like it was really fun to see like mechanics like that can completely try to like change a person's playstyle so that you can't figure them out, but then you know when you do, then you change it up again. I don't know, it's really fun.
Yeah, I think I definitely, fun is a good description, at least for my experience, and I agree. Just regarding if it's a new experience, regarding if it looks well and it plays well, right? Now, of course, not everything is perfect, right? And everyone has said mostly the same thing. The movement can be improved in terms of like the speed of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels dragging. Now, it's dragging but explosive. Because when things start happening, they just start happening, and shit just hits the fan and a combo, and then explosive move, a move from one side to the other, very very fast.
It feels like that with Grand too, like Grand just because especially since you know I had Fairy, right? So I didn't really notice the speed because for me I was just doing a lot of pokes. You know, I like doing a lot of pokes with her and making sure you know the person stays out of a certain range, but it feels like Grant has the tools to just kind of be in your face. If he times it right, like at the right moment, he's just in your face. Yeah. So I didn't really notice the speed of the game until I started picking other characters.
Yeah.
that wasn't fairy.
Because now you have to do other stuff than just
Yeah.
doing the poke level. Yeah, and then when you dash, of course, you cannot cancel out of dash right away. So it doesn't motivate you to do a dash on top of that. Not only it's slow, it feels like you running on the same place, but when you stop dashing, you cannot act right away. You know, these are things that they're easy to fix, but based on my experience from that, I was like, you know, they might just super jump then, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be better outcome, you know, backdash. So that for me, at least, I definitely want to, and I'm pretty sure they change it because and I don't know if you noticed the survey, they asked that. How do you feel about the speed of the game? You know?
Yeah.
And if they have that specifically there, I'm pretty sure they did this shit on purpose. You
yeah.
know?
Well, maybe too. Maybe they like felt like the rounds go by pretty fast, and maybe that's one of the reasons they kept it at this speed for right now. You know, maybe it was a way of them trying to slow the tone down of the game. But you know, you know, no matter what, this game, you know, this is one of those things where the FGC, like, I already know where this thing's gonna go, and I'm like, well, this is gonna be a best of 5 game. It's gonna be a best of 5 game without some
because
of the
how
rounds.
quick. How quick. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm excited to see how they take that feedback, and they've been very vocal about even having a survey right there, you know. And but I want to see that change at least from the gameplay of it. And also some of the inputs feel like you will execute them like the full input, and they will not come out. And I'm not saying I'm the best person at doing an input, but sometimes I will in the nickel battle, you'll be like, hey, I did that move and nothing came out, or nothing that I wanted to come out came out. And yeah, it could be me, but it happened way too often for me to be like, something is happening here. Maybe I'm not used to the timing. Maybe something that is different.
Well, you mentioned that, and I think it's kind of weird that if they have all these mechanics to help people get into the game faster and to help people understand the game pretty fast,
accessibility,
to make it a little easier, like, it would be kind of weird choice to also have like hard restricted times for, you know, certain inputs that would link into other inputs, you know,
which is kind of weird too, because they have full motions and we haven't seen full motions in a while. And by full motion, I mean like completely, like all the way from forward all the way to back, right? Normally games, to be more accessible, they're just doing down back or down forward or whatever. But then again, fuck it, they have that easy mode ability, which is pressing a direction, which it shows you on the game, the left, down, or forward, whatever, and then R1, and then you do that move. Which, to be honest, I use this sometimes. Sometimes in the battle, but I don't want to do DP, I just do down this.
Yeah,
you know.
I could see those being more like to close out rounds or for clutch moments, like DPs. Like, I can see those really being like something that people use to like.
But DP like that, you can block it though.
Oh, you can in the air?
If you do it with that, you can block it.
Okay, so F what I just said.
But no, it still falls, right? Because if I'm doing a combo and I don't want to mess up my down forward or whatever, I just press forward R1, right?
Yeah,
you know, something like that. Yeah,
but no, go ahead. You first, because I don't know what I'm gonna say is gonna lead to.
Oh my god, I'm scared. and that's why. No, I think that they were smart about it. That they know that it's accessible, so they gotta weaken those abilities. So maybe they do less damage. So maybe you can even clutch now a match. Now that I'm thinking about it, right? Because it might do maybe less damage of that. Can you imagine that you cannot kill with that move? With a move like that? That would be so godlike.
That'd be crazy, because this game does have chip kills. But if you hit it with one of those, it doesn't chip kill. That'd be crazy.
Yo, that'd be sick.
But the thing is, like, I think it's really what I was gonna say, which is basically where you were leading to. Also, is like, I think they've done a really smart way of implementing easier accessibility tools and inputs, but still making them so that they're not overpowered in a way that's the only way people would play. You know, there's reason to use the harder inputs, and there's a reason to use the easier ones, but the easier ones do come at a cost.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of accessibility, say, let's push it a little bit further. I don't know if this was the intent, but if you do have a disability, right, and maybe it's harder for you to do certain things on a controller or pad or arcade stick, maybe that will be the factor that might make you play the game because it's easier for you to do it while you do the other stuff, you know? That would be awesome. You know, if you're a person that having difficulty doing dragon punches, you know, because of XY thing, you know, it doesn't matter. Maybe that will be the incentive for you to, hey, but I can do this and do that move, you know? I feel that it feels less of a super dash mechanic, and what I mean by that, like, less hand-holding the game, because it still has consequences, right? It's slower cooldown, it has less priority to certain things, you know? It just feels right, you know? It doesn't feel the same level playing, but it doesn't feel too distant. The gap is not too distant.
What I would like is
pizza.
For there to be, I would love pizza, but for there to be like, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I don't think there is one where there's an indicator, maybe by like a little glow or a type of color that comes out of the character that shows that there's a separation from them doing the move that's easy input and the move that's regular input.
No, I think the only indicator is those squares, the icon ability.
Which is like, but like I'm saying this because if I'm playing, it would be hard to keep track of my icons and the opponent's cooldowns too. But maybe there'll be more reason to look at my opponent's cooldowns if I know that they, like, if there's a visual tell on screen that I know they use the easy one.
Like danger! Or something like
that. No, just I meant like, so like let's say like if you do a Hadouken with Catalina or something, right? Like with her projectile, maybe like there's an extra bit of green or there's an extra bit of pink or something added to just her regular blue thing that makes me go, all right, she just did that projectile and now it's gonna take her X amount of time to do it again. So I don't have to worry about jumping in or like you know, like approaching with that in the way. You know, I would like that to be like a easy way to be able to see that as we're playing. I think that'll open things up, play styles up.
Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. I like also the fact that you can do EX without costing meter. Yeah. And now, right, completely different games, but Mortal Kombat has that the meters refills, right? They refill by themselves, and then you could use them to do enhanced move or defensive option or whatever. Yeah. And now we have another fighting game, completely different version and everything. But it has that your moves, you can use them enhanced version without meter. Yeah. And it leads to many possibilities, you know, it leads maybe pushing people to do more of these things with meter, you know, and it just opens up the game being more crazy. Like, why would you not do that? You know, okay, maybe a little bit cooler. Maybe you're okay with that, you know? Yeah. But the fact that you get it again, for you in your head, you're like, okay, well, I can do it again, you know? And in the hands of someone that might not play as much, might be fun. Because he can keep doing those cool moves and stuff like that, you know? I think that's interesting that they're bringing those type of, I wouldn't call it accessibility, right? But I'm definitely gonna call it. I don't want to say it like that. Insulting. I think it's just like it's very friendly. It's very friendly. Yeah. It's very friendly.
Like, it's almost like they're using a reverse version of how meter's been used.
Yeah, which is not bad, right? Because we're evolving. So maybe this is the way that we need to do things now, you know? Maybe in the sake of how things are, maybe in the sake for spectators to look at things better. Oh, he don't have meters, he's getting washed up, he's not doing nothing, you know? Or anything like that. And then on top of that, meter builds so fast.
It does. Well, I think like here's one thing that I'm a little worried about, and it's like the meter, right? I think like pretty much it's almost like having a what's that name of that in Mortal Kombat? Is it the Fatal Blow? It's almost like basically you get that every round, cause it doesn't like the meter doesn't carry over to the next round. So basically, it's like there's no point to not use it towards the end of the
it's round. Like Street Fighter once again, like Street Fighter Turbo or something like that.
Or 4, you know, 4 had that, right?
Yeah, critical art. But then 4 just still has supers. You get me? So that's why I'm not like. Okay. So that's I say Street Fighter Turbo. You have your abilities, and then you have that super bar, and you let that rip. Someone's gonna get hurt. Mm-hmm. You know, but if not, then you lose it. So, but then what happened to me, what I learned about it. That's why I'm thinking they're doing smart stuff. If you do a super, I think disregard if you hit him or not sure. But every time they blocked my super, all my abilities were on cooldown. So I couldn't even do them by motion or by easy mode.
Oh, yeah. So you better hit that thing.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, I got Fatal Blow, I'm gonna throw it right away, you know. Remember, you were like, why are you backing out? It's like, dude, I can't do moves.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is he like, I'm losing? Yeah.
Why he got out? Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, fuck, I can't do this. I can't do that. I was like, crap, I can't do this. What's going on? Which is interesting. It's very interesting.
I think there's gonna be like a weird, almost like how I'm wondering how much that'll determine how where people put people in tier lists in the future, like how good characters are without their abilities.
Like being with their normals. If someone has good normals.
Yeah, like almost like how like in Overwatch, if you're Sombra and you hack like a tracer, she's done. She can't do anything. You know, her main ability is all she has to be a nuisance is gone, and then she just gets blown up. You know, there's characters like some characters are just like they don't care about her getting hacked, and some really like get destroyed by it. I'm wondering how much of that will come into play like in the future for these characters.
That's very interesting. I wonder if grapplers just beast too. You know,
I'm actually kind of disappointed. I saw two names. I don't know what to call her by, either La Diva or Festiva or
yeah, the wrestler. Yeah,
the wrestler. Yeah, I was really hoping that this beta had that character, because then we would really see like the strength of the game's mechanics when it comes to a keep away character versus a grappler. I really wanted to see, because that'll really help them adjust things, you know, because those are usually like the matchups that historically have been a little one-sided one way or the other.
Yeah. I think definitely we're gonna see them on the next beta. That and the other dude, the cat dude. We're 100% gonna see them. Yeah. So I'm excited about that, because this game also had, not sure we mentioned, you know, you have your regular attacks, but everyone has a special, unique attack button that does something specifically for that character.
Yeah, like a trait button, basically.
Yep. And if you want to think about it, like how Street Fighter V, you have your V skill, which it defines your character, quote unquote. And we see that in other games, like, you know, NRS, Injustice, or something like that, right? Or BlazBlue. More BlazBlue anime, right? Like everyone has that specific button that you revolve around that move. Like an example, Lancelot, he does dashes, right? So he has a really speedy character, but his S button doesn't attack. Well, unless you do crouching. But you do dashes, you could cancel your attacks forward, back, up. And that creates the personality to the character, you know? Something easy to do. You don't have to worry about doing down button to do a dash or a specific command. And I think that's really well done. Other characters have different things, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm just using him as an example, but also makes me interested in saying how the grapplers are going to be. Is that going to be the grapple button? Is that going to be like, you know, what is going to be like?
Oh yeah, like are they going to have like command grapples? But then there's, you know, like
with that button.
Yeah, with that button, what does it do? Is like an anti-air grab or something, you know?
Yo, that would be cool, man. Or maybe that button is the way for them to get in. You know, it's just interesting.
It'll be the what's that called? The Zangief's green hand or whatever. It'll be that.
or the shield when he goes metal or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I just want to see more. I want to play more. I want to see more. I want to see how they take this feedback, how they change it. A lot of positive feedback online. You know, people just want to play more. To be honest, literally, people just want to play more. Is this a game for everyone? I hope it is, because even if it's not, give it a chance, because it's art what they're bringing here, dude. Everything looks like a movie, like a anime. Everything feels so perfect, you know, in terms of the artwork. You know, we talk about some so weird movement for like Dragon Ball when they're moving forward or back. They don't look as smooth as ever. And this one, even though they might not move as fast, they still look smooth, which is pretty cool.
I mean, this playstyle, you know, there's going to be people that like it and people that don't like it. That's every game, you know. There's plenty of people that really enjoy Dragon Ball, and it's a game that I really try to enjoy because, you know, I love all of the characters, and I grew up with the characters, but it's kind of tough when it goes when there's certain things in the game that just go opposite of what I enjoy that's in the game. So
yeah, it goes out of your control. Yeah, absolutely. But this is looking promising, man. I hope people support it, man. And to be honest, I hope also that this game doesn't be the downfall of another game coming soon too, right? Which will be like the Samurai Showdown or something like that. You know, I don't want people to be, because you know how people are, right? When they like something, they have to shame something else, or they have to bash something else. Instead of promoting, all these people are putting so much heart into their games, and I want that to keep happening, because if not, we're just gonna keep getting crappy ass games, dude. I'm tired of that. I want to see these games with heart. NRS is doing their thing. Arc System definitely is doing their thing, and it feels like they're improving each time. Like, I'm scared to see their next Guilty Gear, dude. I'm scared.
Because you're gonna be like, well, I'm marrying this one. That's it.
For real.
Everything else is gone.
My life is over. No, like, it's just impressive, and I just kudos to them, man. I just want to see more of that. Definitely more of that. Hopefully inspires other companies like Capcom, and stuff like that, that if they can do this, they can also do that, So maybe we see a new 2.5 Street Fighter or something. Oh, man, that would be so cool.
What do you think about the auto combos?
They're fine. They don't feel broken. They feel punishable as hell.
Yeah. Even some EX moves feel very punishable.
Yep.
I would assume, like, sometimes I was like, I should be safe if I throw this out there. Oh, I got hit. God damn it.
Yeah, I got hit hard. Hard. And they're fine. Like, they don't feel like you can do them without hitting. No, sorry. They don't feel. You cannot do them without hitting someone. They didn't feel very autocorrect. Some of them have very specific distance for you to do them. They didn't feel fast. Like, oh my God, they're so fast. I can't think what is happening.
I can't see.
Yeah, and the game gives you options, and I'm fine with them. And I'm fine with them because they're there for a reason. They're there to make things easier for whoever needs it, and that's fine. They're not broken. They're not your go-to thing,
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I'm excited. I want to see more. I want to hear more about it. I want to see more about it. Too much.
What do you think about how they have their lobby set up?
Ooh, so lobby setup. I was a fan of the BlazBlue one. I think we touched that, and when Dragon Ball was coming, remember? We were hoping that it was like that. And this one say, "Oh, you like that one?" And they brought it up and they put it in the boat. And it doesn't have everything that the BlazBlue one has, like all these different, like you can go to the BlazBlue one and go to a vending machine and buy stuff there, like for the game itself, like icons and titles and stuff like that while you're waiting and stuff like that. Like, it's very interactive. It literally feels like an arcade machine. This one, not so much like that, at least this lobby itself. But it feels great. The camera,
but it's still early.
The camera angle feels really nice. You can see the texture of the characters look great, with great view on them. You can zoom in, pressing L2, R2. The arcade cabinets don't look cheap at all. Enough space for you to move around and feel like it's part of the theme of the game. You're in a fucking boat in the sky, and you're playing arcades with all these fantasy characters. And I don't know if you noticed, there is a book in there. Did you saw the thread book?
Yeah, I think I wrote in it.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. That's so cool. I hope they keep that. It's gonna be filled with filthy stuff. But it's cool.
Yeah, if we're Smash players.
Oh my God. That's it.
Hey man, I've been seeing those stages, man. I don't know. These kids out there are crazy.
I think it's pretty cool that you can put your little wording in there and leave your mark in there, and people can comment and things, and it just feels cool. It feels very interactable. So I like that. I like that very much. I want to see what they do about that. Maybe do like hey, we're having a tournament here. Sign up here, and then you sign up there or something. Oh, that would be so cool.
Well, that's an idea I kind of had. I don't know if I want to get into that now. I don't know if I want them to give them this such a great idea.
Dude, wait for the second beta.
Yeah, the second beta. Because, no. I have to be first. So here's what I had an idea for, right? They got all those arcade-style cabinets, right? Here's where I think they should upgrade it. They should upgrade one or two main areas to having a screen where you can see the actual fight happening.
Like a spectator
like like almost like you're spectating, like almost like a tournament will have it hooked up like to a projector, right? And then also another upgrade would be like you, oh no, you said this one where like it'd be cool just to have some indications to see as to what character each person's using as they're fighting on the cabinet screen itself. Yeah,
I like it.
But I like the reason I said the screen stuff is like I wish that, you know, like, let's say for an event, right? They had this way of like auto-generating a tournament, like a real tournament of everybody in that lobby, basically, that would generate almost like how a real host in a real tournament would be. Like they'll have you'll get an alert if you're in the tournament, be like, go to cabinet like C5 or something, and then and it shows the person you're playing, and above that cabinet it shows both people's name as to where they're supposed to go, and then they go to that cabinet, they play, and then it keeps going like through the bracket. Maybe like you press the menu button to see where everybody's at in the bracket, and losers and winners side, and then like the more and more like the tournament goes through, the more cabinets open up for casual play. You know, I imagine if this whole thing, just because I saw the cabinets there, like how it could live and breathe like a real tournament setting. Yeah,
it sounds insane. It definitely sounds insane.
It sounds ambitious, right? I think
it sounds like if you was in that comic, in that meme, and everyone is suggesting something, the boss would have kicked you out of the way.
Yeah, because it's too much.
It's too good.
It's too good. Imagine how good that would be. Like, just like, hey, event happening in this tournament area, blah blah blah.
And if you get, let's say, if you sign up let's say you sign up in the thread book, right? I want to sign up for this, and it auto generates who's gonna fight what, right? And let's say cabinet 5, so I have a 5 on top of my icon, right? And when my match starts, I get an icon like ding ding, like, you know, your match going, go to cabinet 5. And then my next person, also my rival, also has number 5 on top of the head, and it has a timer. So whoever, you have to sit there before the timer ends. If not, you're disqualified. Done.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. There has to be like some type of time limit for you to get there, and if you don't, that like in a real tournament, you're DQ'd.
And you keep moving the thing. That's fine. Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be great.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, heard it here first. Yo, take the idea, Arxis. Take the idea, bro. Come on, just, you know, like I said to all the developers, just follow us. That's it. Just
bro, in the beta, new features, tournament mode.
It's like, who are these low-ranking content creators that has Arc System following them? You know, Arc System isn't following me.
So good.
Yeah, definitely want to play more. Hopefully, like because I enjoyed the game so much, I'll definitely try to take off of work. You know, like because work did hinder me playing it more hours than I could. So I would, like, next time it pops up, if it pops up, I hope you know, that I get enough time from these guys to be like, hey, I got a month to, you know, to get these days off.
Yeah, absolutely. At least to put some time in it, you know, to put some work.
So absolutely. That's
all I got for Granblue, bro.
That's all I got, man. This was a fun experience, definitely. Even I have fun playing with my friends. I have fun playing with other people. Yeah,
I'm just excited to see more of it. That's it. I'm really hoping to see more.
Yeah. Same here. Guys, thanks for listening to our podcast.
Yes, sir.
Leave us any ideas or anything that you enjoyed from the Granblue beta down at the comments below. And if you liked our video and you have people that like this kind of stuff also, just share our video, you know, spread the word on us and help us get out there. Thank you very much for listening. David and I are out of here.
Peace.